Hey, what is up guys? This is Figma Collector coming at you with another review. And this time it's going to be of the Figma Bootleg Izuku Midorya from My Hero Academia. This is a review that I've been trying to do for a while. It took a little time for this figure to get here as it is a bootleg which came from China. I recently got scammed on eBay for the first order that I put in for this figure. He basically gave me the runaround and didn't respond to anybody's messages and sent fake tracking numbers. I did put the name of the seller so you can avoid him on my Instagram if you guys follow me. My Instagram is Collector. I put a link in the description. But he's finally here. I finally get to review it. I know I'm not one of the first people who did. There's probably some other reviews out there already, but this is going to be my review, and I hope you guys like it. So we have Midorya here already out of the box, and I gotta say he's pretty promising. Pretty good for a bootleg. I don't have any Figma bootlegs because I know how horrible they usually come out, but this figure is really nice. I don't have the original, which is why I bought the fake. The original is really rare, really hard to find, but it's nice that we're getting a bootleg, I guess, of this really rare figure, especially of a character that I really admire and love in the anime. But anyways, let's take a look at the box. As you can see here, it went through a lot, going through customs, so it looks like the mailman just punched it. So here he is with all of his accessories on. You do have to put this on him. It comes separate in the box, his cowl. And let's look at his accessories really quick. He does come with a Figma stand, standard Figma stand, like all of you know who collect Figma. And you know, he doesn't really have that much accessories here. Let me take a look at the faces just to show you the quality, how they came out. This is his angry face. He's got some freckles there. Unfortunately, mine did come with a black splotch in the eye. If you can see it on camera, that's a defect. Of course, it's a bootleg, so there are going to be paint imperfections. As a Marvel Legends collector, I'm not really that upset about paint imperfections because it happens literally all the time on every single Marvel Legends figure. There's always a paint defect, so we don't really see that happen with Japanese figures, but since it's a bootleg, I kind of just accept it. But it's pretty good, the face for this angry face. I'm probably gonna have him with this face most of the time. And then we have his scared face. This one came out good, but something that I did notice is that I think the original one has a tear or a drop of sweat. He's got something right here, but can't really tell. Let me know in the comments for those of you who have the original to see any of the differences that you do see in the video, and let me know. So he comes with two faces, and then of course he comes with the face that he comes on in the box, and this is his neutral face. Looks pretty good, I gotta say. One thing I did notice that is a little different from the original is that the hair looks almost the same, but further inspection you can tell that the edges are rounded off. So that means that the original one, the hair looks a little pointier. It has a little spikier edges. This figure, the hair is kind of rounded off, not as spiky. Why they do that, I don't know. That happens a lot with a lot of Chinese bootleg figures, or just figures from China in general. They don't have pointy things on it. But yeah, it's a little rounded off, but it doesn't bother me too much. It looks good. I'm just taking it for what it is. And then of course he does come with this cowl, which is detachable. It's a floating piece right there. It is kind of rubbery, as you can see here. I don't know if the original one is like that. Please let me know if you have the original. And then of course he comes with his hand for the cork right here. good pose. Let's look at the paint real quick. Some of the paint on these hands are a little splotchy, but not too bad. This one's kind of clean here. Then of course we have two open hands here. And then it comes with two of these fisted hands with holes. So yeah, that's all the accessory comes with. A little lacking, but let's take a look at the actual figure. And I'm gonna go through this in detail because a lot of you guys on my Instagram wanted to know how the paint was on this guy. And let me try to get some more light here. For the most part, it's pretty clean. Let's see. Yeah, for the most part, it's pretty clean, but I do notice that there are some little defects here or there. We got some Hasbro Marvel Legends painting right here. You can see that there's some little splotches right here along the arm. This side is actually really clean. I don't know if that comes up on camera. Let me try to hold it still. Yeah, right here is pretty clean. I do have this weird black spot here, but it looks like that's on all of them, so I don't know. I saw a few others and they do have that black spot. There are some little paint splotches here, but nothing but a little paint could fix, so it's not too bad. The shoes are actually really clean, you know, no issues there. Mine came out pretty nice. I know some other people had some problems with the arms. I did disassemble his whole body. I took apart all the joints just to make sure that they were all good and properly placed. Something that I did notice when I disassembled him is that his legs, well, specifically this part, was backwards. So I had to reposition the joint to make sure that it would get the full range of motion that it does. And for those of you who are going to buy this, if you want, try to make sure if the joints are placed correctly, because sometimes they won't be, and that happened with mine. So just something to look out for if you guys are interested in getting it. But overall, the paint's pretty good. I gotta say, maybe everybody's is different, but mine came out okay, except for that black spot. But I'm not really too bothered by it. And then some little splotch right there, but that's about it. It's pretty decent. The leg paint is pretty clean on the pants. Black is black. The shoes are very nice. The hair has nice shading. No issues there. So yeah, anybody who does have the original figure, please let me know in the comments if you notice anything that is a little different than yours. I would like to know. And for those of you who want to see how the head... Before we get into the articulation, I'm just going to show you how the faces change. So you just pull off the hair right here, like most Figmas. Oh, it doesn't fall off. It's actually not loose. I'll show you the articulation soon so you don't know. That was just my mistake. The head, the faces come off like that. You can get this other face right here. I'm going to leave this face on for the rest of the review. It just snaps on like that. And then you put the hair back on. And for the hand, pop it out. Something I also do want to note is that the joint that he came with for this piece right here was a little loose. So I had a lot of spare joints, and I put one here, and you don't really notice it when you put the hand on. Let's put his cork hand. Yeah, the glove covers it. So if you need to do that to yours, and you got some Figma joints lying around that are extra from other sets, I would recommend you to change that joint, because it's fairly easy and it's not noticeable at all if you want to do that. So yeah, the hands change pretty easily, the faces change easily, so all good there. Now I'll go over the articulation really quick. The head can look up this far and down that far, so it looks down pretty good. Move side to side like so. So pretty good articulation there with the head. Nothing to expect less from a Figma, or I mean a fake Figma. Pretty much has the same articulation. The arms go all the way out. And the joints here are pretty nice. Mine came out good. They're pretty sturdy. I took it apart just to make sure. The arm comes off pretty easily. Not easily, the arm comes off. If you take it off, it comes out fine, but it doesn't fall off. Or the joints are actually pretty tight on this figure. It has some weight to it. The arm does bend here, and he's got these little pads right here to cover the joint. The wrist twists right here, and then it does swivel back and forth right here. All that good stuff. And then the arm does drop down. And then he's got some pretty good torso articulation. His torso right here moves all the way down and then all the way back. Pretty good. It does move side to side. He does have a waist twist right there that does work very well. He's got that Figma ball joint neck mechanism inside of the torso. His belt is actually a floating piece, so you can get his legs up all the way. And then the back piece of his leg here has the knee pads, and it does give you that full range. Before I fixed the legs, it wasn't giving me that full range, so I thought something was wrong with it. But it should give you this much range. So yeah, the legs move out right here. We'll move on to his feet. It does swivel right here at the shoe. Then it does hinge, and it does swivel. It's on a Figma joint, and then he does have a toe hinge right there. So he has some pretty nice articulation, especially for a bootleg. I'm pretty happy with it. This is probably one of my favorite figures in my collection. One day, maybe if they re-release a figure, I'll get it, but for now, this is going to hold me over till then. And I do recommend it. If you guys can find a good seller to purchase this from, always check their reviews to see if there's any negative things that they've done, and just try to get a good seller, because sometimes you might get a bad one from China and they might scam you like they did to me. And for a quick size comparison here he is next to the new SH Figuarts Goku with a different face from the original one I put on, and then he's here next to SH Figuarts Naruto. So he's probably not in scale. As you know, Izuku is pretty short, so he's a little shorter than Goku, so that could work. But yeah. So yeah, that's about it, guys, for my review. I do definitely recommend this figure if you definitely don't want to pay the full price for the original one. If you can find a good deal on the original one, then go ahead and get it. But if you're just looking for, you know, something to hold you until they re-release it, if they do, go ahead and get this figure. It was only 20 bucks when I bought it. That is very cheap, and it's a pretty sturdy figure. I heard that there was a few defects here and there. You might get lucky. I think most of them are okay. Mine came out okay, so maybe yours will too. It's a good figure. There are some cons, such as the paint splotches. They don't really bother me. They're not as bad as some of the DC collectible figures. Those really had bad QC issues. The joints are okay. If you have any spare Figma joints, you can try to replace them if they do have some issues. But overall, this is a good figure. For those of you who are fans of the anime, the fans of the character, go ahead and pick them up if you don't have them yet. Thank you guys for watching my review. I'm gonna have some pretty cool pictures at the end of this video. Check them out if you want to, and do follow my Instagram and check out my other pictures. I'm gonna be posting of him there. Peace.